After spending a year in Sri Lanka, I've discovered the vibrant flavours of its cuisine and its deep connection to the land, history and community. Each dish tells a story, and living amongst locals, attending traditional festivals and sharing meals with families has enriched my appreciation of the culinary art. This immense experience has allowed me not just to learn about the food itself, but about the cultural significance behind each meal. I hope my experience can be passed on to you. Please enjoy. Sri Lanka, a land of wonderful people, mountains, beaches, culture and an ancient history. It is diverse and this shows within its cuisine. Welcome to the land of wonder and beauty. Today we're making a classic fish curry. I just want to show you some regular or common spices for Sri Lankan cooking. So let's take a look at the top there. We've got some crushed chili, turmeric, chili powder, gorica. Gorica is a dried fruit, a little bit like tamarind. That's used as a souring kind of agent. Good for chicken and meat, and especially for fish. Goes in lots of curries. Cloves, mustard seeds, fenugreek or methi seeds, cinnamon. Of course, cinnamon in Sri Lanka is grown here. It's absolutely wonderful. Rampa or pandan leaves, curry leaves, and then curry powders. Very common. You get a light and a roasted. The roasted kind of goes in a little bit near the end usually. It's got a lovely, wonderful, just roasted flavour to it. And the common one there is the kind of base. But yeah, these are kind of not all the spices used in Sri Lanka, but very, very common. The most kind of common ones, I would say. Okay. So you can use any fish that you want. I've got this fish here, this white fish, but maybe like a cod or something, but any fish actually works. So I've got 800 grams of this fish that I'm gonna cut up into kind of, bite-sized pieces. Once we've done that, I'm gonna put it in a bowl. I'm gonna add a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, and then just give it a mix, and then we can just set that aside. So we're going to need 1 cup of onion, 1 cup of tomato and 1 head of garlic. We're also going to need 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and 2 teaspoons of unroasted or raw curry powder. 1 teaspoon of black mustard seeds, 1 of fenugreek, 1 of cumin, and then a nice kind of piece of cinnamon. Some fresh pandan leaf, as you can see here, and some fresh curry leaves. We're also going to need some ginger as well, about equal amounts to the garlic. And what we're going to do is roughly crush that. So we're going to pound the garlic and ginger together, set that aside. You'll end up with about maybe a tablespoon or so. Fresh chili to taste, and then we're off to the cooker. So I've got about 3 tablespoons of coconut oil in there, and we're going to drop in all of our whole spices. On an above medium heat, we're going to whiz that around. Then we're going to drop in the 1 cup of onion. To that we're going to add the pandan leaves and the curry leaves. Stir, stir, stir. Going to give it, 2 to 3 minutes. Then we can add in the garlic and the ginger, the fresh chili, and the 1 cup of tomato. We're going to cook this now for maybe 6-7 minutes. We want to kind of break it down. Let's get some salt in there. I'm adding a teaspoon of salt. Let's kind of just cook away, get those onions and tomatoes nice and soft. Tomatoes are just starting to kind of mash now. Then we go in with the powders. Give that a little mix. Keep your powders moving, otherwise they get bitter if they burn, so don't burn them. We're going to add 2 cups of cold water here. And staying on this kind of above medium heat, we're going to go just for like 3 or 4 minutes just to get some heat through everything. Next up, it's time to add the fish. Like I say, any fish works. I'm just using this fish. This is the fish that I have with me in Sri Lanka. You might not be able to get this fish. You might get a different fish like a cod or something, or a salmon even maybe. Once the fish goes in, let's cook this for about 7 or 8 minutes at this stage before we add any other ingredients. This is gorica. Gorica is very similar to tamarind. We're going to get a few pieces of that in. That's just a dried gorica. You can get it in a paste. We're now going to add 1 teaspoon of roasted curry powder. It's going to give it a really beautiful flavor. And then 1 cup of coconut milk. Stir that in, lower the heat, and let that go now for about 6 or 7 minutes. And that is it. You've got a really, really beautiful, simple fish curry. Delightful.